Now, can Donald Trump run for president again in 2028? The U.S. Constitution says no, at least under the current rules.
But inside Trump's MAGA movement, well, the idea of a third Trump term isn't going away. Well, Steve Bannon said his team is looking at multiple ways to make it happen. Now, Trump himself keeps teasing the possibility, even as he admits the law is a major obstacle. And with Republican support slipping ahead of the midterms, the third term talk could be about more than 2028. It could also be a strategy to energize Trump's base in 2026.
Now, the date is January 20, 2029. Steve Bannon says Donald Trump could still be president, and that would mean a third term in the White House. There's just one major problem, and it is the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment, ratified in 1951, says no person can be elected president more than twice. Trump has already been elected twice.
So under the current Constitution, a third elected term is barred. Well, in a 2025 video that has gained renewed attention online, well, Bannon isn't giving up on the idea.
We're working on 5 or 6 different alternatives that President Trump could run again and be president. And quite frankly, I think 4 or 5 of them are going to work. And I continue to say, as I told Bill Maher, on the afternoon of January 20th of 2029, Donald Trump's going to be president for his third term.
Now, Trump himself has repeatedly floated the idea. At the rescheduled White House Correspondents' Dinner in July, Trump claimed he had won 3 times, including his false claim that he defeated Joe Biden in a rigged election. And then came the tease when reporters recently asked Trump directly whether he was serious about seeking a third term. His answer was considerably more cautious. Listen to this.
Are you serious about seeking a third term?
Everybody asks me that question, and you know that the law is very strong on that. I'd love to run, but the law is very strong. I get asked by well, even tonight, they're screaming at the event, 2028. Now, everybody wants me to do it, but the law is very strong. No, thank you very much, everybody.
Well, that line may be the reality check. There are legal theories and potential workarounds that Trump allies have reportedly discussed, but they face serious constitutional and legal hurdles. Well, changing the 22nd Amendment itself would require a constitutional amendment, an extraordinarily difficult process.
Now, so why keep talking about 2028? Well, the answer may lie in 2026. Trump's Republican support is showing signs of erosion ahead of the midterm elections. An Economist YouGov poll puts Trump's approval among Republicans at 79%, down 12 points from January 2025. And the drop is even sharper among Republicans outside the MAGA movement. Only 51% of non-MAGA Republicans approve of Trump, while 47% disapprove. Other polls show the same broad direction.
And Trump's political problems aren't just about personality. Well, they're increasingly about pocketbooks. His administration is facing frustration over the economy and over the war with Iran. Gas prices have climbed from around $3 a gallon to more than $4, putting additional pressure on American households.
Republican consumer sentiment also fell sharply in August. That creates a political dilemma for Trump and his allies. The president cannot run for a third elected term under the current constitutional limit, but the idea of Trump 2028 can still keep his supporters focused on him.